Now let's talk about a new study, a study on gold smuggling from Africa. It was released earlier today. It says that in 2022, at least 435 tons of gold were smuggled out of Africa. 435 tons. That's more than 1 ton of gold every day. Do you know how much 435 tons of gold are worth? About $31 billion at today's rates. It's enough to wipe out the national debt of some of these African countries, but that much gold was illegally smuggled out of the continent in 2022. And this has been a growing trend. The amount of gold smuggled out of Africa doubled between 2012 and 2022. And where was it smuggled to? Reports say that the lion's share of the gold, about 47% of it, made its way to the United Arab Emirates, where it was reprocessed, rebranded, and reintroduced into the global gold supply. Our next report has the details.
In 2022, the UAE was the world's third largest exporter of gold. The country exported gold worth $32.8 billion. All this without a single gold mine in the Emirati territory. So how did they export so much? Well, because they imported a lot more. Officially, $57.1 billion worth of gold. So it's a massive operation, where gold worth billions is imported, processed, and then exported. The operation is so big that tracing some smuggled gold in that mix would be almost impossible. But the group called Swissaid has done just that. They went through the numbers, and made an astonishing claim that the UAE has been buying gold smuggled from Africa. So how does this work? The gold is smuggled. It gets refined and then the UAE exports it in Emirati packaging. The global gold market doesn't care about where the gold is from as far as importers are concerned. The gold has become Emirati. Its backstory is of no interest to the market. In 2022, about 435 tons of gold were smuggled out of Africa. That is gold worth about $35 billion today. Smuggled gold means no taxes or tariffs, so it doesn't benefit the African nation's development. Most of the smuggled gold came from artisanal mining, where people mine the gold instead of corporations. Now you could think artisanal mining sounds like a good thing. A way for the average person to benefit from a nation's resources. But it's not that ideal. These are small-scale, unregulated mines prone to accidents and deaths, and you also have artisanal mines operated by militant groups. They enslave innocents, force them to work in the artisanal gold mines. Then they sell the gold to buy weapons, and use those weapons to perpetuate the vicious cycle. This is prevalent in the Democratic Republic of Congo. In the war-torn East, where numerous groups vie for control. It's also common in Sudan. The country currently being torn apart by civil war. One of the warring factions is a paramilitary group known as the Rapid Support Forces. For all intents and purposes, the RSF is a private army, controlled by this man, Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Hemeti. How does Hemeti pay his private army? With the proceeds from the gold mines he controls. All this gold could have been used to fuel Africa's growth. Help the world's youngest continent progress. But instead, it is getting smuggled away. The common people aren't benefiting from Africa's vast resources. They are being used by warlords and militant groups to fund their own agendas. Africa deserves better.
South Africa's May 29th elections.
It was a start of change in the country.
We are on the verge of history.
I am standing here at the forefront of change, where voices echo the call for action.
The nation grapples with an unemployment crisis. As South Africans prepare to cast their votes, the question looms, will the winds of change usher in a new era, or will the legacy of the past maintain its grip on the future?